Welcome to my channel. My name is Valerio, and today we're going to review the Tryon 3 from the line Soul of Chogokin, produced by Bandai. And for the one that never heard about this model or don't know where it comes from, this comes from a Gundam series called Gundam Build Fighter Tri. Let's say not one of the most famous, but with some kind of interesting take on some of the most popular design. This model can still be found quite easily, I want to say. And for a couple of reasons that I will go through the review. Anyway, if you're not familiar with the line Soul of Chogokin, this is a line that is pretty focused, has been traditionally focused on diecast, on transforming gimmick, and not so much as posability or color accuracy. Let's say what they normally were going for is not tool accuracy, but more like a toy accuracy. Anyway, this is a story for another time, because the only thing that existed of the Tryon 3, I think, was the SD and the ENG, of which I have a copy somewhere inside my room. But, okay, so, sorry for the digression. Let's start with the review. Now, we're going to look at accessory, and normally I show every accessory, but since there is a lot of stuff, and some of them are not really accessories, but more like part that you really need to use, I will show them during the review. So this is the display stand where you can put all three of the animals, or the Tryon 3, because the Tryon 3, it is a combining robot. These are the hands. The robot doesn't need the hands, but these are a bit bigger than the one that you find in the robot, because the one in the robot are the perfect transformation one. These are bigger, a bit more proportionate, a bit better. They're unpainted, but the plastic is exactly the same as the robot. Now we have the giant sword blade, pretty cool, pretty massive. And then we have two massive beam saber. Then we have a couple of wings for the bird of the combining robot, and then we have the two tiny wings for the giant sword. And then there are a lot of adapter out of it, plus a couple of parts that I don't really understand. I don't know yet. And the special effect for the rocket punch and for the extraction from the mouth of the sword. Ancient technique, they told me. Anyway, the quality of the accessory is pretty good and is plentiful, as with most of the Soul of Chogokin robot line. No surprises here. The focus is on a specific kind of playability, which will not be the average, let's say, playability of a Gundam, but more like a playability from a toys from the 80s. Now we're going to see the three animals, and I'll be honest, I'm not very impressed with them. I'm not impressed for a couple of reasons. First of all, they're super deformed, which you might like or might not like. That is, I mean, it's up to you. That is personal taste. However, what you notice immediately is that a lot of it is unpainted. So the chrome golden face of the lion, it is painted, and so are the detail. And the rest of the lion, it is unpainted. It is colored plastic. Now, that makes sense because this is a transforming robot, so you don't want everything with paints over it, because it's gonna scratch. If you ever had a transformer fully painted, you know that if you transform it 2 times, then you will have scratch over the paint all over the place. However, this is not the part that really touches too many pieces, so I'm like, I mean, the transformation, it is a transformation, but still. So this is a crab, I want to say, or a manta ray, I don't know. Like, it looks like a crab. It is the sea animals out of the 3. These are just a couple of arms of Gundam with a waist and a tail attached to it, and the 2 things. Like, it is kind of funny in a goofy way. Let's put it like this. I would have liked a tiny bit more of effort, but that is what I went for, so that is fine. And now for the bird, I know it should be transferred with the legs further folded. However, I wasn't able to make it stand with it, so I just, I went for the half transformation here. It will look a tiny bit better. I think the lion is better for the 3, but still, these are another couple of Gundam legs, mildly with a giant bird in the middle. Like, I mean, the metaphor is pretty on your face, huh? Anyway, let's pretend we don't see it. Let me put them on the display stand where they look a tiny bit cuter out of it. And then I will make, this is a transforming line of robots, so it need to be transformable. And it is okay that you need to take some you need to work with the design to arrive to get some kind of results. And the display stand, they also look cool. So, I mean, honestly, it's fine. Just out of the box, not the best of the impression, but you know, you touch it a bit, you move it, and even the crab shrimp manta is like, I mean, it looks okay. And ta-da! And now I will not show the transformation because it's a bit nerve-wracking. I started to recording it and arrived at a certain point. I had to stop and go to follow Watafa, then Joby and whatnot because I wasn't able to carry on with it for a specific reason. Like, while now you see the robot full combine and it is a pretty nice robot, the head lion part doesn't plug into the waist. And when you have to strike the head, if you don't get the right angle, you risk to damage it. But I wasn't able to plug into it, like it stands perfectly still. It is fine, but still, once you're moving it, it detaches. It detaches immediately. There is not a secure plug. This looks like very, 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 very old engineering and not one of the best one from Bandai. And while, I mean, if you look online, you see that it's 21 centimeter. It is not 21 centimeter because the head is a bit below the shoulder line. I think you should count it as 23 centimeter, which is 9 inches. Depends where you want to start to count it, but it is 9 inches. If you take out the V-fin and you start from the brow, like we have the measurement, it is heavy. I suppose this is around 2 pounds, or for the European friend, 1 kilogram, give it or take it. And the material are very, very good. This is very heavy with diecast, but the fact that it doesn't plug, leave me a bit with the, I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to write in the comment, oh, mine plugged perfectly, and then they never move it out of a stand. Guys, if not everybody is able to plug it easily, it means there is some problem with the engineering. Anyway, double joint for the elbow, rotation at the biceps, the arm arrived to the level of the shoulder blade. There is not butterfly joint, at least I wasn't able to activate it. If there is, please let me know, because the joints are very, very hard and the legs are very, very heavy. You see that it does unplug. That is why I'm keeping my thumb there to keep it pressed into position. Anyways, I was saying the legs are incredible heavy. And you see it is a bit of problem to activate with the upper part of the body that more like, this is not a problem with it, is that the transformation was a lot of fun until you arrive to the lion and the head that doesn't plug. Until then was pretty enjoyable, just the last bit how to throw everything out. Anyway, articulation very limited as with most of the sort of Chogokin, mainly because of the issue it has always swivel, but yes, if you like to pose your stuff, yeah, you need to find a way to plug upper part into the lower part of the body. Overall, it is what expected, so not much out of it. I will comment on the paint job after because I'm noticing that on the camera it looks a tiny bit better. But now we're gonna go for a bit of quick comparison. So onto the comparison, small Lego dude, very, very small as usual. Then Zaku 2 by Char, real great, pretty tiny. Then ENG, gun tank, painted my 6 years old. When he painted it was 5. And ta-da, the Kubili master grade. I think they're big the same. This is a big master grade, and this is the only sort of Chogokin that is left in my collection and one of my favorite robots altogether, General Frankie. Now let me go for conclusion and very quickly go over the negative and the positive. So there are a few for the negative. Let's start with the biggest one. The engineering of the combination is not well thought, because the lion doesn't plug easily inside of it and it's kind of hard to extract the head out of it. You can find online a few people that has the same issues as me and quite a few that also broke the headpiece. So this is not only a problem for my copy, so pay a lot of attention if you bought it. Second cons, no red is painted onto this robot. The red doesn't touch with anything else, so the excuse that the paint might rub, yeah, doesn't stand even for a second, and it looks super cheap live. In video looks kind of okay. And what else? The articulation is kind of limited, but this is like the sort of Chogokin line, so I cannot really say it a cons. For the pros, well, the Tryon 3 is super cool. There is no other way around. It's one of the coolest versions of the Gundam. I found it, the sculpt is very good. The proportions are good. and there are a ton of accessories, and the display stand, I quite like it. However, everything out of it get ruined out of the problem with engineering. Like when you do a transforming, a combining robot, that is what you need to focus. And here looks like different team didn't work together, didn't communicate, they didn't test the robot at the end, or maybe they give it to somebody that has 55 years of experience with this kind of stuff. And yes, for him easy, for the average user less so. So would I recommend it? So if you're a collector or soul of Chogokin, 9 out of 10 you're already buying this one just because it's number 113. But if you're a collector of Gundam, Metal Build, or action figures, and you like to pose your robot, you want to have an enjoyable time without being stressed about breaking it, this is a skip. Skip it. And I'm so sad about it because the Tryon 3 is super mega cool. And the sculpt is so cool. Even the paint, it is what it is, but it's still cool. The material are perfect, but they really screw it up onto the engineering. And for that, I cannot recommend it, honestly. But think about it. If you like it, you may still want it. Anyway, from Val is everything. See you tomorrow.